And we're live. It's Jim Valley. We are live, and it's Wrestling Observer Live. We're live 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. Ryan's got the easy schedule. 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Slacker. Got Sundays, Andrew Zarian, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. And Saturdays, little old Saturdays, with me, Jim Valley. The effing king of recovery, 6-0 against him. Back because of the fans, who Seth Rollins likes better than the NFL, but barely. Oh, goodness gracious. We are having one of those days. One of those days. All right, anyway. It's the last show of 2026. Last show for Tokyo. See Wrestle Kingdom 20. In person. Retirement of Hiroshi Tanahashi. We'll talk about the card. Talk about Tanahashi as well. Hang on. Hey, man, what's up? Hey, shit, hang on. God damn it. Hey, all right. It says you're there, but you're not connected. Okay. Sounds good. All right, man. Let me know. All right, everybody. We are gonna head to break on the radio, and then we will be back and start the show in earnest. So we are just, ever since we switched to the new system, we've just had problems, and I apologize for that. But real quick, we're talking about World's End, which happens today. We got Smackdown, and we'll talk about the year review, all that fun stuff. So stay right there. We are doing a show. We're going to limp along. And as always, the chat is open on YouTube with the Observers YouTube. So be sure and get on there and chat. Will probably be open for, questions, input, all that stuff as we talk about the year in review. Stare it there. Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live. All right, Daniel, if you can hear me, give me a verbal return so I know when we're coming back. So all that fun stuff. All that fun stuff. All right. There we go. Did you guys get any wrestling related? That's a good question. We'll talk about that. The Street Profits. We'll talk about that and more. So don't worry. Talk about that. Thank you for reminding me. We will do that. One second. So there we go. All kinds of fun today. All kinds of fun. Oh, goodness. All right. We back? All right, we're back. It's Jim Valley. It's Wrestling Observer Live. If you are listening on the radio, we're having a few technical difficulties, which we've had since we switched to this new system. So I apologize for that, but we'll do our best. So coming up on the show, of course, we have AEW's World's End pay-per-view from Chicago. It starts today at 5 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific my time, 8 p.m. Eastern on the East Coast, which is why it's Eastern, and looks to be another packed show. But the good news is today's Saturday and tomorrow's Sunday, so you don't have to go to work after an 18-hour pay-per-view. Who knows? Maybe Brian Alvarez will have less to complain about. He really gets riled up about this, the lengths of the pay-per-views, but he does. Plus Smackdown, as you know, taped last week, and we've gone over the results. We'll talk a little bit about it, the newsworthiness of it, and what's coming up. Plus, we'll talk a little bit about what's coming in 2026. It's the last Saturday of the year. It's December 27th. Where did the time go? Now the calendar's just one page as he waxes nostalgic. Also want to say congratulations to Rob Van Dam and his wife, Katie Forbes. It's announced they are now the proud parents of not one, but two. Yes, they had twins, two twin daughters, born December 26th, and their names are Karma and Saba. And I do believe they're named after Awesome Kong and Tony Atlas. But congratulations, welcome to the world, Karma and Saba. Need to send them a baby gift. Hey, do you know, does Gerber make hemp baby food? Have to find out. Also, some unfortunate news. Buddy Matthews says it's nerve damage that's delaying his return to in-ring action. He says the numbness is still a factor. And if you've ever dealt with nerves, they are so fragile, but they take so long to grow back. When I was in the hospital, I had that problem on top of everything else, and it just added to the difficulty level because you just get so impatient because nerves can grow, but they grow at a very, very slow pace. So, did you have a nice Christmas or Hanukkah? I hope you did. By the way, last week, and much like this week, we had some technical issues. So I was unable to do some stuff that I planned for you. I don't know if it's unfortunate to promise it, but hopefully I'll be able to fulfill a couple of those things, even though it's a couple of days late. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, did you have a nice Christmas, by the way? We did. Lovely Christmas. Did you get any wrestling gifts? Now, generally speaking, for my non-wrestling friends, I'm the wrestling guy. Jim likes wrestling. You're probably like that with your group. And, you're the wrestling person. People try to get you gifts, and invariably they fail. I remember years ago, some friends of mine, dear friends, love them dearly. They got me a Shawn Michaels t-shirt. And this was in like 2000, so it was obviously on clearance. But it was one from Michaels in probably 96-ish when he was wearing, the hearts and the hat. And it was a look that a lot of 12-year-old girls imitated. Shawn Michaels is great in the ring, but I am not wearing that shirt. So I was trying to discourage non-fans because God bless them. It's like me trying to buy something for a car person. I just don't know. But this year, people did. They did okay. Someone got me. I'll show you this on YouTube. We're going on the 80s cruise in 26, like February of 26, and everyone on the cruise that's going in our group, a friend of ours bought these as a general WrestleMania shirt, probably from Walmart. It's got the Ultimate Warrior in the top, Brett, Piper, Hogan, Steamboat, Boss Man, and Jake Roberts. And while some of these pictures are from the early 90s, those people did wrestle and have influence in the 80s, so I'll allow it, but just barely. So I got that shirt to wear on the 80s cruise, that's fine. Cousins, who I love dearly in Philadelphia, my cousin Catherine and her partner Sarah and their two boys, they got me, and I was very surprised by this. Excellent gift. They got me a Portland wrestling t-shirt with the old logo from the TV guides in the 1960s with the wrestler, of course. Famous wrestler, probably on the nose, in a television set, and mentions it's on KPTV, Channel 12 in the old logo. So it's a gray t-shirt with that logo. They probably got it from like a Redbubble or Teespring or one of those bootleg t-shirt places. But still, a very, very nice gift, very thoughtful. But my friend Bradley Craig, who, if you read The Observer, has been in there many, many times. He runs the Scottish Wrestling Hall of Fame, which Drew McIntyre was inducted into right before the SummerSlam match where he, surprise, lost. Anyway, he got me a gift, and this was just amazing. I love this present so much. Do you know what that is? Anyone? Anyone know what that is? It is a mask from Kendo Nagasaki. Not the Kendo Nagasaki that we know that wrestled in Florida and Portland and a bunch of other places. No, this is from Kendo Nagasaki, the original British wrestler. And Bradley got this when at the matches when Kendo Nagasaki set the world's record a couple of weeks ago for the oldest wrestler to wrestle a match. Well, I guess Mae Young sort of did, but he actually got in a ring and had an actual match. So, anyway, it's autographed, and also Bradley said it's the last one that he had in stock at that show. So that's really cool. That is, I love this gift. That is a great, great gift. So, thank you to Bradley. I got him a gift too, but I can't explain why, but it's very funny. We'll talk about that maybe later sometime. So if you got any gifts, let me know in the chat. If you got any good WrestleMania or wrestling gifts for the holiday season. Well, speaking of holidays, New Year's, just a few days away. And New Year's Eve, I'll be on an airplane flying into Tokyo for Wrestle Kingdom 20. Talk about that, my plans, and also talk a little bit about Smackdown last night. Even though it was recorded, some news came out of it. Talk about the year ahead, WWE, AEW, all over the wrestling world. And of course, tonight, AEW's World's End pay-per-view. Once again, it's stacked with great matches. Gonna give you lots of excitement. So pissed about that. Talk about that and more. Stand by. Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live. Mm-hmm. How is everyone? Everybody doing okay? The devil gets the title tonight. Oh, shit. Okay. So what are we doing? Oh, goodness gracious. That's right. I gotta bring you up if I can. Hang on. No, it says you're not connected. It says you need to connect a microphone before I can add you. So I don't know what's up with that. Anyway. Ay, ay, ay. It's just one of those days. Oh, well. Yes, it's still real to me, damn it. There we go. Okay, well. Oh, well. All right, let me know when we're back. Okay. I can't leave this. Oh, wait, there we go. There, you're in. You're in. Are you there?
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Wow! We're in. We're actually there on the radio. Things are coming up, Millhouse. It's Jim Valley. It's Wrestling Observer Live. Last show of the year. Where did the year go? Well, to hell, for one thing. We'll talk about that coming up. But this afternoon, this evening, wherever you may be around the wrestling world, it's AEW's World's End. Did I say Worlds Collide earlier? I think I did. Sorry. Anyway, it's coming up today, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, Now Arena in Chicago. And there may be a handful of tickets, I believe, for sale possibly. But I believe it's over 7,000 tickets sold, which is, pretty much I think what World's End tends to do the past few years. I mean, it's always a good show, but sometimes some pay-per-views grab people's attention. Others do not. There is a 0 hour, obviously before the show. They've had a new match. Eddie Kingston versus Zach Gibson of the Grizzled Young Veterans. That's been added to 0 hour. Of course, Kingston and the Vets have sort of had a little mini feud going on, particularly on Ring of Honor since Kingston came back. Also on the show, Hyann and Maya World. They're going to team up to face the Sisters of sin. So thank you, Newell Nixon, Tegan Knox, and Miranda Elise. Of course, Newell, Tegan Knox put out a note the other day that she is accepting bookings for 2026. Not sure if they have to be over 3 minutes, but maybe give her a 3-minute warning. What a silly thing to do. It is what it is. Just obviously, Tony rewards loyalty and trust in what he's doing, and this is yet another example. So there you go. World's End again. Like I said, it's not one of the signature pay-per-views, I don't think, and I feel like I don't know if people will ever fully get used to like an end of the year pay-per-view. Maybe New Year's Revolution or Evil or whatever that thing was called. The really crappy one that WWE did like 20 years ago. Sort of put a stain on end of the year stuff. But anyway, this looks like a stacked show. Got the finals coming up of the Continental Classic Tournament, which has been, it's been incredible. There's no other way around it. The matches have been solid from top to bottom, if not outstanding. And then the booking this year, more than ever. Oh, did I say her? Oh, sorry, I'll say, you're right. Sorry. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't. How can I put this? I don't care. Anyway, booking's been great, and it's also now played into things that are happening outside of the tournament itself. Before, it was kind of a closed environment. It was its own thing, and now it's leaked out and spread into the booking of All Elite Wrestling. Continental Classic semifinal match, Okada versus Takeshita. Certainly, that will play a role in, I would think, Tokyo Dome and Wrestle Kingdom. We shall see what happens. Takeshita's the champion. So, I don't know. I don't know if he could lose, but we shall see. A lot of people think he's going to lose Tokyo Dome. But, I don't know. Fumi's not so sure about that, which makes me wonder. Also, other semifinal match, Fletcher versus Moxley. And I think Mox is an example of AEW. As far as a lot of people thought that maybe the breakup with the Death Riders would have already happened. Will it happen tonight? I don't know. We'll see. Women's World Championship match. Chris Statlander defends against Jamie Hayter. Man, Jamie Hayter's been so hot in that injury. Hot injury. Hot. It's just, she can only stay healthy to finally get that big run that she seemingly could do, but feels like the window's closing, and it's not her fault. Got a Chicago street fight for the World Tag Team Championships. FTR versus the Bang Bang Gang, Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn. And man, tell you what, both those guys can talk, Juice and Austin. And again, sort of like Jamie Hayter, Bang Bang Gang's been plagued by a lot of injuries and things. Will tonight be the return? We shall see if Switchblade Jay White comes back tonight. I could even see if he doesn't tonight, if he's ready to come back, possibly even doing something at Tokyo Dome. We shall see. Got Darby Allin versus Gabe Kidd. Women's World Tag Team Championship match. The Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. They're so much fun. Taking on Mercedes Moné and Athena. We'll see what happens there. Obviously, Mercedes keeps losing her titles, inching closer and closer to madness. We'll see if tonight is a reprieve or brings us closer to the edge. Continental Classic final, of course. It's either going to be Okada or Takeshita versus Fletcher or Moxley. And then you have the AEW Men's World Championship. Samoa Joe defending against Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, and MJF. somebody in the chat mentions how MJF has saved the pay-per-view. And, they've got a point. I mean, the match was great as a three-way, but obviously MJF, wherever he goes, creates interest and controversy. We'll see what happens tonight. I'll tell you what, this thing seems fairly wide open. In my mind, I think the money's on Samoa Joe to retain for a little while longer. We shall see, but I mean, realistically, they've got so many different ways to go, and we'll see what path they take. But there are many exits ahead. We'll see where we get off at World's End. But of course, it's going to be a long time. It's going to, be 4 hours, 5 hours, and we'll get the usual complaint. Oh my gosh, the matches were great. It was so much fun. It was a great show, but it's too long. I feel like you get to a point that just why bother complaining? But either way, I think whatever comes out of World's End tonight will likely be sort of the Death Riders of 26, that major angle or story that carries us for a little while, if not until All In. And there's one thing I do like about AEW is that they have sort of developed their own calendar of events and how things work out, sort of the way WWE has with everything. People know by the calendar kind of what to expect. That's one thing that AEW's done that I think is very, very smart. So anyway, we shall we'll see. But either way, be a good show, be a long show, be the same things. Smackdown was recorded a week ago or so, and we'll talk about some of the news and also some of the upcoming year. Anyway, stick around. It's Jim Valley. It's Wrestling Observer Live. There you are. Okay, I couldn't hear the music. I was worried. I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
$5,000. That's the average.
Hey, so can you hear me?
Now I can, yeah. I went to break because my clock says it was time.
Oh, okay, that's fine. It's fine.
I was worried I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. Okay. I think I have everything fixed on the computer side now. So
I think we're good. Okay, great.
We're good. Okay. Yeah, I'll just feed you programming and you can hear it now, right? Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
We should be fine.
All right.
Hey, question.
Yes.
Can you hear this?
No, still can't hear the
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shit. I hate my life. All right. Is it then? Let's go to settings. Oh, where are the stupid settings at? There. Okay. All right. That's why. That's why. There it is. That's why. Hang on, you can hear me now.
That's the most exciting type of valley.
Yes, got it now.
Got it. Okay, we're done. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, it's true. All right. Yes, indeed. All right. Oh, yeah, of course. There it is. Okay. Aye.
We can do it faster than you can on your own. Get your free guide to publishing. It's a free phone call. Remember, make this free call right now and learn how to turn your book into something real that people can buy. Get your free writer's guide. Call right now. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. That's 800-482-8399.
Sports Overnight
I
America.
understand.
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Dear Valley, Wrestling Observer Live. And we've had some technical issues last week, this week, but maybe, just maybe, we haven't worked out. Now, last week, I didn't mention it because things went to hell early, but I was going to do a Christmas special, and I was trying to do a little spectacular. I can't drink, so I can't do what Brian does, and I wouldn't want to do it because that's his gimmick. So we wrote a little song. We wrote a little song for Christmas. We're gonna do some others, but it just didn't work out. Maybe next year. But we did have this little ditty. And since people still play Christmas music kind of until the 1st, I figured we could just get it in. So it took a little extra work, because it always does. But here, ladies and gentlemen, is a new Christmas classic. Grandma Yeeted with Jey Uso.
Grandma got yeeted by Jey Uso at the Monday Raw Netflix taping. Now her arms hang down just like noodles, 'cause it took Jey 20 minutes to get in the ring. Grandma's watched Raw since she was little. It seems she's always been a fan. She's been watching Raw for so long. She was in diapers when the Bloodline story began. Now her arms are completely useless. Hey, yeah, yo. Hanging lifeless by her side. She looks sad and somber in the front row, leaning on green shirt guy. Grandma got yeeted by Jey Uso at the Raw before last Thanksgiving. It's no surprise that she's injured. Jey took 3 commercial breaks to get in the ring. This Christmas had been difficult for Grandma. We've had to supervise in shifts. No tearing to her presence. She's on the floor chewing open her gifts. Eating has upset Gran and Grandpa. Yo, yo! It seems now all they do is fight. Always fight. With Grandpa always shouting, why couldn't she have lost her voice with LA Knight? Grandma got yeeted by Jey Uso at the Monday Raw Netflix taping. Now her arms hang down just like noodles, 'cause it took Jey 20 minutes to get in the ring.
Merry Christmas. There we go. Grandma got yeeted by Jey Uso. Supposed to have it last week, but it's the way it goes sometimes. Hope you enjoyed it. I was trying to do a little something at least for the holidays. Didn't get to do as much, but it's the way it goes. But I hope you enjoyed that. I thought that was kind of a funny idea. No one else did, but I did, damn it. Smackdown last night, just going to touch on it briefly. Recorded last week, as you know. Been over the results last week and probably on other shows. It's just a Smackdown. Has its moments, but kind of feels like it follows the same format every week. It's interchangeable. There are highlights and lows. Some weeks better than others, but overall, it just kind of feels generally indistinguishable from any other SmackDown. And next year, yay, it's going to 3 hours, which... Anyway, quick results. Joe Hendry defeated The Miz in a Miracle on 34th Street match. He opened up the show doing a parody of Jingle Bells and, of course, talking about Miz's tiny balls. So Miz kind of the warm-up guy these days for people coming into WWE. And people go, what happened to Miz? What happened? Dude, he's been there 20 years. This is the job he should be doing. Look, he's made millions. He's had a very, very, very successful career that has astounded everyone. He's fine. This is just a normal path that people take. Charlotte Flair defeated Lash Legend by pinfall. And the big news, Carmelo Hayes defeated Ilya Dragunov via pinfall for the U.S. Championship with nothing but net. An excellent match. And we'll see what happens now for Ilya Dragunov, where he goes to. And if this big run was, very helpful for him and his career, certainly raised his profile, but it always matters what the follow-up is. But a lot of people have been behind Carmelo Hayes, and now he has the U.S. title, and hopefully he'll be able to capitalize on it. And, after the match, there was interference by Johnny Gargano, so that seems to be where Hayes is going to be going. Maybe Dragunov, we'll see. And Julia, remember her? And Kiana James defeated Chelsea Green and Alba Fire in a tag team match by pinfall. Also on the show, Drew McIntyre is now back. He can wrestle because he apologized to the referee for his actions and paid the fine. Not a great apology, but he did. So he and Cody wrestle next week in a 3 Stages of Hell match in Berlin, Germany. And Drew says it's a good thing because that it's 3 stages of hell, because when he's done, Cody's going to be able to say hi to his father. Ooh. Apparently, Drew is now the Randy Orton WWE, talking about Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. So next week in Berlin on SmackDown. What are those stages, by the way? They haven't told us what it is. I imagine the worst stage is probably they make you watch the John Cena heel run all over again. Maybe the other stage of hell is you got to be booked like Julia at WWE. So we'll see what happens there. But SmackDown next year, 3 hours. Ugh. One of the stories of 2026. But real quick, next week, it's going to be an ambulance match. Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair and Rhea. And Io Sky take on Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. And then also women's champion Jade Cargill in a non-title match against Michin. Of course, I mentioned New Japan, Wrestle Kingdom. I'll be there. And it looks like a great show. I'm very excited. And of course, I'm excited to see Tanahashi and his hair retire. They did add a couple of new matches to the pre-show. New Japan World TV Champion El Phantasmo is going to take on Chris Brooks of DDT. So that should be pretty cool. But, as we look forward to 2026, and look, 2025, I think, was a very good year. Yes, the headline is WWE pretty much botched John Cena and his return, as far as didn't do much as a heel. Didn't do much. And then when he decided he wasn't a heel anymore, he just came back and said, hey, I'm not a heel anymore. It's like he's Captain Crunch. Oops, not a heel anymore. As I look back on 25, that's the big thing with WWE. What happened there is a lot of speculation. But, it is what it is. And for a lot of fans, John Cena is their Hulk Hogan. And he deserved better and deserved more. But he's such a good company man and a corporate trooper that he just went along with it. And I think it's a It's an example to the locker room and a message that if you want to be on top, this is how you need to act. And this is what you need to do. Basically, whatever's asked of you, don't question it. Smile on your face. And in interviews, always defend it. And that's what you do. You got to be that representative of the company. The company is never wrong. AEW, I think 25, the story was a much more consistent product. And from that standpoint, generally speaking, no company's perfect, but it did what it needed to do. Tony Khan in an interview said that he was too collaborative. So I guess he's blaming it on other people's ideas. But there's no doubt that the product has been much improved in 2025. TNA, its partnership with WWE was very successful, I think. It drew eyes and attention, and it gave it credibility in the eyes of a lot of WWE fans. But also it kind of cemented its image as WWE Junior. AAA has never been more high profile, purchased by WWE, and it's gotten so much better. But honestly, how could it not? News that Undertaker and Jeremy Borash handled the booking for the last pay-per-view, and they worked on it with Conan and Dorian Roldan. How do you work on it with Conan? You just do the exact opposite of what he says? Well, AAA might lean into comedy maybe a little too much, but look, it is much improved, and it's a very enjoyable watch. CMLL, still on fire. Attendance, influence, profile. And I think that's great as far as, it's part of the culture of Mexico. I'm talking about just traditional lucha libre. And I think it's important that we maintain that. So I'm happy for CMLL. New Japan, in very stereotypical Japanese fashion, New Japan seemingly made some changes, just implemented them very slowly. But it feels like the time and the clock is running out. It's like these new guys should already be higher up than they are. And it just feels like, just take the gamble. Just do it already. I think Noah was better this year. A lot of places were better this year, even though maybe business isn't overwhelming. And as we look forward to 2026, I think, there's a lot of questions moving forward. How many more years are Damian Priest and Aleister Black going to feud? Jeez. My goodness gracious. Now, they say they're ending it next week in an ambulance match, but, we were supposed to already have Drew and Cody be over. So we shall see. WWE seemingly cooled a bit more in 25. But look, a lot of these new fans, I don't think they haven't experienced a lot. This may be the first downturn that they've experienced. And, it's going to be the most successful downturn ever. WWE is a monster. It's a monolith. It has so much built-in money. It's not going to matter. But I think a lot of these kids, because they haven't seen it, they're, making it seem bigger than it is. But I wonder if 2026, if WWE is going to see some blowback from being associated with the Trump administration. And that's not a knock on anybody. Whatever your politics are, just anytime, it's kind of cyclical with the president. That they're super popular in the beginning. There's a honeymoon period, and then there's not. And it feels like his honeymoon is much shorter than usual. So we'll see. Speaking of heels, will Cody turn heel? A lot of people speculating on that. And sort of like John Cena, he'll do it when he'll do it. So I don't think he's turning heel yet. I think he's just giving his character an edge. So to make him popular, to keep his popularity up, so he's not so, Anyway, also is 2026 the year we get some younger faces taking the place of the top of the card. A lot of people talking about that. Braun Breaker, Kyle Fletcher, a lot of others. Obafemi. A lot of people excited about Obafemi and Trick Williams and many others. But how much longer are we going to have Roman Reigns? Granted, he could stay on top of his schedule for a long time, but he's talked about wrapping it up pretty soon when this contract ends. We'll see if he's different from a lot of other people. He should have a lot of money. Also, Street Profits in 2026. What's going on with them? And also, what effect will Chris Jericho have on business in WWE? Things to look for. We'll talk about AEW and some others next. Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
All clear.
All right, man.
Hey, airline travelers, let's say you have a problem and you need to change or cancel an existing airline reservation. What do?
Yes,
Well,
definitely
Skywatch is a free service that can help anyone with any airline reservation fix it. Whether you want to cancel it, change your dates, or add passengers, we can help fix your airline reservations so you get exactly what you need. We've updated our computer database and now have access to every airline around the globe. So now you can make one phone call regardless of who booked your airline tickets, and we'll change it, cancel it, and fix it for you. We know the insider secrets to fixing reservations that the airlines don't want you to know about. So if you need to cancel, change, or modify an existing airline reservation, call Skywatch right now. It's a free call, so let us fix it for you. 855-325-5647. 855-325-5647. 855-325-5647. That's 855-325-5647.
All right.
Hello, Americans. It's Uncle Sam here. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state, don't worry. I've got important news that may help you negotiate a lower tax bill. In today's economy, the IRS has released a variety of new rules and is offering more flexible terms to help Americans looking to settle their IRS debt. If you apply today, we may be able to lift your wage garnishments and release a freeze on your bank assets or business. Our team of tax professionals can resolve your case and stop collection actions against you. Even if you've been audited or haven't filed a return in years, they can help. Call right now and find out if you qualify to settle your IRS debt for far less than what you owe. Pick up your phone right now and call us for a free $500 IRS tax review. Don't wait. Here's the number.
Call right now. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. Again, for the last time, that's 800-943-9215.
I've got a question for you. Do you want a lower car payment just by making a phone call? You know, most people buy a car and they pay whatever the car dealer says their interest rate is, and they forget about it and make payments. But did you know there is a secret in your contract that allows another company to refinance any car payment to try and lower it? It's true. There is indeed a company out there that knows the ins and, more importantly, the outs on car loans, and they know how to lower your current car payments. It's easy and fast, and you could have a lower car payment next month. Make this free call right now and find out if you could lower your existing car payment. Call the Car Savings Hotline right now. The call is free.
Call now. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. That's 800-605-1680.
You're listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Jim Valley, it's Wrestling Observer Live. Of course, looking ahead in 26 with TNA and AEW, they both kind of hinge on their media rights deals. TNA, of course, going to AMC. Kind of a weird fit, but we'll see. But it's certainly more high profile. We'll see what effect that has on the business. And of course, what's going on with Warner Brothers Discovery and the seeming looming sale to Netflix. Tony Khan seems confident. At the very least, they're going to be in the same place for the remainder of their contract. We'll see. Of course, someone in the chat goes, the big news, Lance Storm has a beard. It's dogs and cats living together. Total chaos. Hey, before I wrap up, I want to mention this book. It's by Kurt Nielsen. It's called Howdy Neighbor. It's a biography of Stan Frazier, Plowboy Frazier, Uncle Elmer. And God, that guy was a character in wrestling. And I love it because it's written in kind of a style like Plowboy Frazier. And it has that feel of like old carny business and territorial wrestling. It's a great read. I'm enjoying it. I gave it to a bunch of people for Christmas because I'm enjoying it so much. So I just wanted to give a quick plug to the book. And also I want to thank you for a great 25. I get frustrated with my voice, but you guys are always there, always nice, always encouraging. And it means so much to me. I wish, and I'm not just saying that, I wish I could prove it to you, but it is what it is. I'm going to Tokyo. I'm leaving Wednesday. I'll be arriving on the first Fumi Saito's birthday, but I'll be there for Tokyo Dome, and hopefully we'll be able to broadcast. I'm going to try, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thank you for a great year. I will talk to you in the Far East next time. But thank you so much, and we'll talk hopefully soon, but I don't know exactly when. It's all going to depend on technology, so probably you're screwed. Enjoy World's End, and I'll talk to you soon. Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer.
All right, Jim. Have a good one. Pedro says right on and Happy New Year.
All right, man. Tell him Happy New Year.
All right, I will. All
right, man. Bye.
right, bye.
There we go. All right. There we go. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my word. So, if you guys are new, a lot of times I stick around. So I will, I'll stick around for a little bit. I got some time. My wife's shopping. So we're okay. So I can stick around. Hang on. What did I do? There we go. Anyway, so we can chat. I think tonight's going to be a good show. I mean, how could it not be? And we'll see what happens. We'll see, are we going to get the Death Riders thing tonight? What's going to be the surprise? And will we see Jay White? We'll see Andrade. Who knows what we're going to, what we'll see. I don't know. It probably doesn't matter, but I don't know. I think I would put off Andrade until after Wrestle Kingdom, and that's the first time you see him. But we'll see. We shall see. But we'll see how many more times Andrade has to quit wrestling in 2026 because he didn't read something in his contract. WWE wasn't upfront with it. Ay. That was crazy, wasn't it? As far as like he thought he left on good terms, but I don't know. We shall see. I know we do need a Pacific Rim. I will try to do it. Okay, I'll see what I can do. I may just, I used to have a mixer that was tiny, a little travel mixer, and I gave it away when I was sick, but now I need it because the one I have is big. So I should just go buy one. That's probably what I should do, is go to Best Buy and buy one. So, and just do that and just have it ready for Tokyo. I just got to pack so much stuff because we're going to go, so 4 days for all the wrestling stuff. And then my wife and I, because we are going to go to Osaka, and then we're going to come back on the Shinkansen bullet train. We're going to go to, first we're going to go to Osaka, go to Universal Studios, Japan. Then we're going to come back, go to Disney. Then we're going to head home. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to be home like on the 11th. So I'm spending like 10, 11 days in Japan. That should be fun. Never been to Osaka, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm hopeful, as far as shows go, I'm hopeful to see some shows other than just New Japan. I love the morning show of All Japan at Korakuen Hall, because traditionally they do the first show of the year. So I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully I'll see some Stardom. I'm not going to get there in time though for the big show at Sumo Palace. So that's a bummer. I've never seen Tokyo Joshi Pro. So I don't know what the schedule is, but I'm going to take a look. Noah, I think I can see Noah, but I can't see because I get there on the 1st. And I think they're doing their big show on the 1st, aren't they? I believe. And then DDT, I don't know what their schedule is. I will see Chris Brooks, though. So I do know that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's going to be great to see Okada versus Takeshita. And is that going to be a feud coming up in the 26? Well, that, will. Fumi thinks that Takeshita is going to retain over Gene Blaster, over Yoda Tsuji. But everybody else seems to think it's going to be Yoda Tsuji. So, I don't know. If Takeshita retains, that's going to be interesting. As far as then does Okada and Takeshita become like a marquee feud for the world title in New Japan? That, I don't know, that's what I think would be a good idea, but I don't know. Is that building for the future, though, depending on Takeshita's schedule, as far as how many times it can be in Japan versus being in the U.S. for AEW? So, I don't know. We shall, we'll see. We'll see about that. Tanahashi beating Okada. I should have talked about that today. I mean, think about this. When Liger lost, or when Liger had his retirement match like 5 years ago, he went out on his back. In Japan, you go out on your back, by and large. And I don't know if Tanahashi's the exception to that. Especially since he's going to be gone. What does that say about a top guy in AEW? It's like he can't avenge the victory. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I think Tanahashi loses, goes out on his back. I wouldn't be surprised if Okada shakes his hand and everything's fine. We'll see. Oops. Going out on your back is a wrestling thing that you do. Now, with John Cena, a lot of people have talked about Cena shouldn't have gone out on his back. And maybe John Cena is the exception to that rule. Quite possibly. I guess it's too late to argue that, but a lot of people saying it's old thinking, it's territorial thinking to go out on your back because it's not a territory anymore. People know what's up. It doesn't really matter. I knew John Cena was going to go out on his back. I knew he was. There was no doubt in my mind. Were fans disappointed? I'm sure they were because, a lot of John Cena fans, aren't probably that plugged into wrestling and what they do as far as traditions and things. So I wasn't surprised they were upset. And maybe because of John Cena's fan base and who he is and his stature, perhaps he should have won. In that case, I don't choose Gunther. I choose, anybody that, JD or something like that, maybe. Someone who can bump around for him and then lose and be done. That's going to look like a geek. I think it's more of a torch passing. Yeah, I think I talked about this with Fumi. That's true. Okada doesn't work for New Japan anymore, but obviously there's collaboration. That collaboration could always fall apart. It's always possible. But Okada's still around, and I wouldn't be surprised, and this is just speculation, I could be wrong, that Tony, Okada, everyone is aware that at some point Okada's going to put somebody over. Tsuji, Uemura, somebody in the future because of this match. At least that's my guess. I mean, it makes sense to me. A lot of times wrestling, though, doesn't always make sense. Usually doesn't make sense. Often doesn't make sense. Okay, it never makes sense. So we'll see. But I just think Okada's going to win. He's going to powder out. He'll hold up his hands and then go in the background. He's going to leave. He'll stand back in the corner, shake, Tanahashi's hand. They'll embrace. He'll be a very gracious winner and then spotlight his Altana's. And he'll thank people. Maybe people come out. He'll play air guitar. And, good night, Tokyo. But we shall see. At least, yeah. No, exactly. You got to keep watching because you never know. As far as changes go, it's interesting when people talk about Booker of the Year, and yeah, Tsuji has been very vocal. So, and he seems to be the guy. I don't know. He's big. He looks great. I don't know. I feel like there are other people. Like Uemura, I guess because I saw him years ago in Defy. And he wasn't the same Uemura that we see now. And their build for him, their lore that they've been building for him is so weird. So I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe he'll never be the guy. Maybe it just takes a while. We'll see. Of course, the big draw, Aaron Wolf facing Evil. Dave doesn't think he looks ready. And is Evil the guy to make him look good? Certainly he's the guy that can lose. All that fun stuff. And you can have House of Torch out there being stooges for Aaron Wolf, all that fun stuff. But we'll see. We shall see. Junior heavyweight title, contender match, Desperado, Sho, Fujita, and Ishimori. See how that goes. Plus, there's 6-man. As far as who's going to be that mystery partner for Andrade. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I know Brian calls him Wolf Aaron because in Japan, your surname goes first. So like Fumi Saito would be Saito Fumi. So that's why if you didn't know, that's why they do that. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a great show. I'm glad they're planning to give Tanahashi a lot of time. He's going to need it. That was one of the unfortunate things about Liger is because he's a junior heavyweight, was junior heavyweight. his match, even though it was a big deal and probably drew a lot of the house, he was on early. It was like second or third match, I think. And, he didn't get as much time as obviously Tanahashi's going to get. So, something to think about. But no, I imagine it's going to be a beautiful moment. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yes, Tana will likely lose, but the way Okada handles it, and then he's going to get so much time that I don't think people are going to even care. Right? Oleg Bolton Oleg, all that fun stuff. So just some of those different cultural things in Japan. So yeah. So the surname, I would be Valley Jim, or I guess I'd be Jimu, because they always had a vowel on the end of your name. So I don't know why it's you. That's just what I would be. That's what Fumi says anyway, which I think sounds terrible. So I don't like it. I wish it sounded cool, because then I would use it. But yeah, Valley Jim. Valley Jim sounds like a adjective. Old Valley Jim that lives down in the valley. We ain't seen him much since he went crazy. He lives in that shack. He's got long, scraggly, dirty hair. Doesn't bathe. Sits in there writing his manifesto on his typewriter. Old Valley Jim. Yeah, you don't mess with him. Ooh, I made a song, I think. Gonna tell you a story about Valley Jim. That old crazy cooch, don't wanna mess with him. Love it. Love it. Yes. There we go. Yes. Yes. Clint Eastwood. It's Valley Jim. You know who he is? Valley Jim is a peripheral character on the Dukes of Hazzard. Once a season, he comes and helps them with something. Old Valley Jim's gonna have something to say about this. So we shall see. So I would hope so. The New Year's Day thing. Yeah. We'll see. We shall see, yes. You do, boys. Yep. Uncle Jesse's cousin, or his brother, old Valley Jim. He's crazier, dirtier. Valley Jim would be the comic relief of any Western movie. Old Valley Jim. However, Valley Jim is wise. He's crazy, but he always has, some sort of wisdom and advice to give. Sometimes it's very mysterious how he gives it, but if you look for it, there's always a grain of truth. So, Valley Jim. Yes. We did have some good shows growing up. If you ever go to Pigeon Forge, they have Cooters. I think they're going to be, I don't know, I think they're going away or something about that. But they have Cooters in Nashville, in Pigeon Forge, maybe one of the Carolinas. Anyway, you go there and there's a ton of merchandise you can buy. They have like a little museum. See all the merch they had growing up. Dukes had a lot of merch. Plus, they got like a General Lee or two and Daisy Duke's Jeep. They have a remaking of the Boar's Nest. And you can go in there and buy merch. It's like a really cool gift shop. Or take a picture, like in the Dukes, in the General Lee and stuff. They charge now, but for some reason when I was there one time, they didn't charge us. But speaking of Vance and Coy, Vance and Coy autographed the inside of the General Lee. It's funny because the lady, when I'm sitting there, she goes, look, a lot of the stars have autographed the dashboard. And I go, those aren't stars, that's Vance and Coy. So, yeah, I had a Merry Christmas, and hopefully we'll have a good New Year, Valley Jim. Yeehaw! Oh gosh, is Valley Jim like a show character? Maybe I need to figure out something for Valley Jim. That's one of the things that's unfortunate about the Dukes of Hazzard is that it had a Confederate flag on the roof of the General Lee, and I think Dukes has a fine show. Nothing wrong with it, but obviously the flag is, problematic or controversial, or whatever you want to say, and I just wish that it was, not part of the deal. But yeah, y'all know what I'm saying? Yeah, so go to you're gonna chance, and they're still open. Go to Cooters. It's very funny. So, but yeah, they got tons of merch. The World Wrestling Confederation. That's funny. The World Wrestling Confederation. What the South is watching. And I guess kind of Jim Crockett was more the World Wrestling Confederation. It's a good line. I like that. The World Wrestling Confederation. And Vince, in the World Wrestling Confederation, Vince loves Southern accents. Yes, indeed. Colonel Levesque. That's funny. That is funny. Of course, in the World Wrestling Confederation, greatest of all time is Henry Godwinn, who is a multi-time world champion and held the title longer than anyone. Actually, I take that back. The biggest legend is Hillbilly Jim, but the modern legend, the Steve Austin, is Henry Godwinn. So, the World Wrestling Confederation. Actually, I think the phrase would be, "You're darn tootin'. Anything is going to happen here." The World Wrestling Confederation. Oh my gosh. Get t-shirts that say, "Bless your heart." You know something's going to go down when you hear the horn. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. All the Rhea Ripley comes out. She's got Daisy Dukes on. I guess technically all the women have Daisy Dukes on. So much more. But yeah. Tiffany Stratton's hair is teased up to the top. You could do a whole Dukes of Hazzard thing. As far as that goes, that would be very funny. Yes. Yeah, Daisy Dukes. Oh, there we go. Daisy Duke jorts. Worn by John Cena. Very funny. Just a good old show. Never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw. Its name is Raw since the day you were born. Yeah, I think that'd be genius. A gas station brawl match. Oh, no, it'd be actually the name of the bar. It would be the Boar's Nest. It'd be a Boar's Nest brawl. Be a Boar's Nest brawl. That'd be fun. And also, in the World Wrestling Confederation, still no sign of the New Day. So there would be some similarities. I'm just kidding. But yeah. Of course you gotta have Waylon Jennings. And every time Michael Cole will toss the break, y'all stick around now, you hear? There would be a real hogpen match. That match is great. I loved that hogpen match. I thought that was good. It's true. The Bloodline storyline be about keeping the family pure. And also make sure the family tree is just one stick. So yeah, you gotta do all that. Yeah. That would be the Bloodline. Yeah, the hogpen match is better than it had any right to be. And I know that Triple H got his back with that. When he hit the fence, oh, that looked so painful. And then he's falling in the dirt. It's like, guy's going to get like a staph infection. But I thought it was an excellent match. Considering the parameters they had, the limits, I thought they did great. So, it's funny. Yeah, Sonny did kind of start the Daisy Dukes thing. Thank goodness she ended it. I mean, what? Nothing. Yeah, Triple H was the Greenwich snob. Worked perfectly. Yeah, it did. It was a very fun match, and it's too bad it was kind of on a nothing happening pay-per-view. Otherwise, it might be, remembered better. But, yeah, no, I loved the Hog Pen match. Hog Pen match was a lot of fun. I don't know that you could do it anymore. I don't know you could do it, but I just don't know how people respond to corny things anymore like that. But I think it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, it was good. No, you didn't see much of Godwin. And obviously, that match was just to beat Triple H, make him humiliated, give Godwin a win. It wasn't meant to build him up or hurt Triple H. It just was almost like in its own universe that it didn't affect the outside World Wrestling Federation at all. Hunter stayed on the same trajectory, and so did Henry Godwin. So we shall see. Yeah, I wonder if Phineas, I guess he'd be the Marty Jannetty if we had the World Wrestling Confederation. Because Henry would be the star, he'd be the legend. Who knows? Who knows? Oh no, he would never allow the World Wrestling Confederation because he hated the South, hated where he came from, hated that he was in a trailer park. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I think Vince isn't a big fan of wrestling and wrestling fans. I mean, he's, like I said, he's a billionaire and he's kind of shunned. So, I don't know. I mean, even before all the Janelle Grant stuff. But I mean, a lot of it, I think, has to do with people kind of already knew that he was a little sketchy. I don't know. So, anything else going on? Anything else? Okay. Update on World's End is essentially sold out, so I'm not surprised. Oh, okay. It sold 8,800 tickets. That's even better. That's even better. Yeah. The Scufflin' Hillbillies, Uncle Elbert, Hillbilly Jim. By the way, this book is really good. This kind of ties into everything. This book is a lot of fun. I suggest it's definitely one of the more entertaining wrestling books that I've read. A lot of times wrestling books, people don't get the tone right of their subject matter. And they treat it with too much reverence or not enough reverence. And this, I think, gets it right as far as treats Stan with respect, but at the same time recognizes what a character he was. So, no, it worked. Looks, I mean, his career is much longer than I knew. Much, much longer. So, it's tough. It's a good book. It kind of reads kind of like the Dukes of Hazzard. It could be in the World Wrestling Confederation. So, I like it. So if you get a chance, and like I said, I gave it to like 4 or 5 people this year. I was like, oh, this is a good book. I'll get this one. Because there's so many wrestling books. So, anyway, well, what's that? Oh, jeez. Stupid. Anyway, yeah. There we go. Anything else? One thing I didn't mention. Yes, Haystacks Calhoun. Forever. Forgot about Haystacks. Of course. Perhaps the most influential hillbilly wrestler of all time, perhaps. I was going to mention, because there's Giant Haystacks. There was the Kentuckians with Luke Brown and Jake Roberts' dad, Grizzly Smith. There's been tons of them that we don't even know. They don't even remember. Yeah, he's definitely one of those general names in wrestling that people, generally speaking, know. Adults, anyway. I think a lot of kids, they don't know because there's just been this separation as far as what history we teach and things. So, yeah. Haystacks Calhoun, or even Giant Haystacks in the UK. This mask is so cool. So cool. I love this thing. The Kendo Nagasaki. I don't know if I could wear it. It doesn't even, when I first opened it up, I thought it was like a bag or something. I thought it was like a shopping bag because it's a weird looking mask as far as the shape goes. But I guess given the nature of the front of it, that's pretty much all you can do. So, but it's autographed, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I love it. I mean, what are the odds you're going to get this? And what are the odds that it's from his last match and the world record breaking match? Guy was 84 years old. If you've seen pictures of him, he looks great. So, I mean, good for him. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, especially since, when he took off his mask, it was a disaster. People were just like, what's going on? The guy's not Asian. He's a white guy. And then it kind of killed his mystique. He even put the mask back on not long after and didn't even address it. Sort of like Poochie. We never spoke of it again. But yeah, so that's pretty cool as far as. I always thought Kendo Nagasaki was really cool. So, loved it. Anyway, kids, I'm going to go get ready. I got a lot of packing things to do. So I'm going to do my best to bring you shows in Tokyo, and hopefully we'll have a good time. If you see me there, please say hi. I will try to let people know where I'm at so I can meet up with as many people, because talking to fans in Tokyo is like one of the coolest things. It's so much fun because everyone's so jazzed, and everyone's so excited and in a great mood. And it's just fun. With the transportation of the trains, it's so easy to get around. I just love it. So, yeah. Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you for being there. And hopefully, like I said, Fumi and I will do some shows. Talk about some wrestling. And by the way, Fumi's birthday, January 1st. So, always got to remind people of that. All right. Happy New Year. Great week. Enjoy the pay-per-view. And I'll talk to you as soon as I can. I promise. Thanks.